Hello, I'm Harish. Welcome to my channel, and this video is going to be about building Slack bot without having to write a single line of code. So let's quickly jump into it and see how to build a Slack bot in less than 10 minutes. Alright, the tools that we're going to use for this demo is just FlowXO.com, which allows you to create bots for multiple platforms, not just Slack. But this one is just about Slack, and they have a pricing plan, a very generous one for you to get started and create a bot and try and understand how this works on different platforms, and then get into paying if you're going for scale. The second tool that we're going to use is Greetings API, which is created by Amit. I found his tweet on Twitter and started creating a bunch of different apps using this API. It's a very simple API, shows you how to greet in different languages when you call the API. The URL that we are going to use is greetingsapi.com/random. I'm going to link this in the description and also his profile so that you can check it out. Thank you so much, Amit. And the third one is obviously creating a bot on Slack platform itself, which will be linked to the FlowXO, right? So let's quickly get started. First is create an account on flowxo.com. It's a free account. Just get started with it and head over to flows as the first step and create a new flow. And in the new flow, create a blank flow. Now, what is flow? Flow is how your bot responds to when it is asked something or when a user sends a message on Slack, right? In our case, I'm going to just use a simple message, which is teach me is the message that I'm going to send to the bot, and I would expect the bot to teach me how to greet in a specific language, right? Tell me what the language is and also tell me how to greet in that language, right? So the first point is how the bot gets triggered, which is so when someone says teach me in the Slack, right? So I'm just going to use connect all bots, enable all of this, or you can just enable whatever applies to you, right? In our case, I would prefer to have direct mentions, or let's just stick to direct message. I'm going to send a message to the bot. You can enable the others depending on how you want to run your bot, right? So I'm going to teach me how to greet, or just do how to greet in a new language. I'm keeping it very basic to understand how to create a bot itself. We'll get into complexities in the future depending on how you guys respond. And the next step is to call the API, right? So I'm going to click again and do make a HTTP request and paste the request URL. So this is the API URL. It responds the greeting and the language that we need, right? So we're going to pull these two and show them back to the user. So I'm going to copy the API URL, go back here, paste it here, and change the content type to JSON and click next and save, right? And now the last step is obviously sending back the response in the Slack channel, which is again click add an action, send a message. In this, what we're going to do is they say hello in language is what we need here. So we'll insert language here, and then as the response of the greeting, right, from the API. So to insert these dynamic values, all you have to do is click on this icon in the text field and then scroll down, go to data, and then enter the key. Now key is the greeting and language as per the API, right? We need both of them. So I'm just going to do first greeting and then click enter. Now just copy this along with the curly braces, go back here and paste it here, and then change this to language. And I'll also quickly add a quick emoji here to make it just look better or look fun to use, right? Otherwise it's just a text response. So once you add this, all you have to do is just click next and you should be good to go. Now our flow is ready. Now the next step is to create the bot and link it, right? Before we do that, I would highly recommend you to click on the chat bubble here and test it out and see if this is working or not, right? So I'm going to quickly reset this and then start the conversation again with the bot and see if this works. So these are the phrases that the bot is looking for. So I'm going to do teach me and click enter, and okay, since this is not on, you have to turn it on. So I've just turned it on. Now I'm going to do teach me. Now this should work. Perfect. That's how they say hello in Slovak language, right? So now the flow works here. Now let's quickly set up our Slack bot, right? For that, go to bots inside this. I'm just going to delete my existing one and create a new one and these are all the platforms that are supported by FlowXO. I'll just stick to Slack for now and probably create more of these examples in the future. So here I'm just going to name this greeting bot and no changes required. And now head over to api.slack.com, which will lead to this, and create a new app. Now I'm going to select from scratch and name this app as, let's keep it simple, greeting bot, and select the workspace. Workspace is ideally where you have the admin permissions to be able to add applications. I would highly recommend you to test this out on a dummy Slack channel first to make sure everything works and all the features work before you deploy it to an actual Slack workspace. Once you click on create app, the next step for you to do here is quickly scroll down or just go to event subscriptions first and enable event subscriptions. Once you enable this, it is asking for a request URL. Go back to FlowXO and copy this URL, the second URL from here, and then paste it here, right? And it should show verify in just a second. It does. Then click on subscribe to bot events and add 4 events, right? As per what I'm adding. Just type messages here, message, and select these 4 events. These will allow the bot to be able to check for what the user is asking. These are basically the trigger points for the bot. Now once you are done adding all of this, click save changes. No other changes required in this page. Head over to interactivity and shortcuts as the second step, and here enable interactivity. Go back to FlowXO and copy the same URL again and then paste it here also, right? And click on save changes. Now we are done with this part. Head to app home section, scroll down and allow users to send slash and messages to the bot, right? Once you enable that, it is auto saved. Go back to basic information and here copy the client ID and go back to FlowXO and paste it here, and also copy the client secret. I'm going to delete this bot after recording this, so this won't work in case you are trying to sit and copy the client ID and secret from here. And once you paste these, head over back to this page and go to auth and permissions once, and then under redirect URLs, add a new redirect URL. Go back to FlowXO, copy the first URL this time and come here, paste it here, add and save. Once you are done, we are ready, right? Now we are ready. What we're going to do is just go back here, click next. Now click on add to Slack. What this does is adds the bot to Slack and asks your permission to do so. Click allow and this should add to Slack and redirect us back to the Slack where we've added the bot. Now once we are in the Slack channel, what I'm going to do is just quickly go here and then message. Before we do that, let's quickly go back to FlowXO and make sure everything is set up properly, right? Now here under bots, we have the bot ready, and in flows, it is applicable to all flows, right? You can also rename the flow, but let's see now if it works. So it is looking for teach me. I'm just going to do teach me. I hope it works. Yes, there we go. It said they say hello in Sinhalese as Ayubowan, right? That's how they say hello. Now you can just change the term, add different responses based on what the user is asking, and customize this too however you want it to work. That's how you build a Slack bot without writing single line of code. If you found this content useful, consider dropping a like below and also subscribing to the channel, and see you in the next one. Let's build things without coding. Peace.